Hello everyone and welcome back to the Dig site. Before I start off, I'd like to mention that I operate a Discord server centered around dinosaurs and animals, so check out the link in the description for that, and end up enjoying this video, hit the like button, comment something crazy, and subscribe if you want. Righto, today I'm going to be going over my predictions for the upcoming finale to the Jurassic Park franchise and the third film in the Jurassic World trilogy. Before that though, we need a quick recap. Jurassic Park follows the story of a wealthy man named John Hammond, who, in the 1980s, began funding an organization called InGen to advance genetic cloning. By the late 1980s, with a plan for a theme park on an actively volcanic island centered around extinct dinosaurs, Hammond had himself an infant Tyrannosaurus, who will be important later. By 1993, the park was nearing completion, with some animals and infrastructure still yet to be added or finished. We all know the story from this point on. Hammond requests insight from paleontologist Dr. Alan Grant and paleobotanist Dr. Ali Sattler, as well as chaotician Dr. Ian Malcolm. The group end up running for their lives when the power to the park is tampered with by Dennis Nedry, one of the park's employees and technicians. The genetically altered dinosaurs escape from their enclosures and run rampant, with the Deinonychus, yeah, I called it Deinonychus, go over my other videos if you want to find out why, and Tyrannosaurus featuring as the deadliest threats to the visitors. 22 years later, after several other dangerous encounters with the animals, including one where a male Tyrannosaurus made it to San Diego and wrought absolute havoc upon the city for a couple of hours, a new park has been set up on Nublar once more, titled Jurassic World. Again, we all know what happens now. Dr. Henry Wu gets a bit giddy and decides to make a beast of unparalleled terror, the Indominus, which, funnily enough, breaks out and kills a bunch of people, fights the same Tyrannosaurus from the first park, and then gets its ass kicked by her, a Deinonychus named Blue, and a ridiculously oversized Mosasaurus. After this, a good few years go by as the dinosaurs chill out on the island again, with the Tyrannosaurus being the queen once more. But then everything goes to shit when the aforementioned active volcano decides to blow everything up. Claire Dearing, the previous director of Jurassic World, has a change of heart towards the animals and decides to save them from extinction and manages to rescue multiple species with the help of some mercenary dudes and a couple of ships. The rest of the animals perish on the island as it turns into a hellscape of pyroclastic ash and molten rock, taking any evidence of the prior parks with it, including the bloody Barbasol can for any of you conspiracy theorists. Some stuff happens. Tyrannosaurus blood saves Blue, and Dr. Wu gets excited again and decides to make another smaller, more refined biological killing machine, the Indoraptor. Old mate Indy goes a bit mental and kills everyone in Lockwood Manor, and then the dinosaurs escape into the wilderness of California and some other places as old mate gets stabbed by a creepy, spiky-looking Triceratops skull on Blue's behalf. How that Deinonychus is not dead by this point, I will never know. Anyway, so what happens now? Well, I think I've got an idea for it. I believe the new movie will focus on the older characters, played by Sam Neill, Laura Dern, and everyone's favourite weirdo, Jeff Goldblum. I don't think the movie will have much to do with Claire, Owen, and Maisie because their story is complete now, their arcs are finished. It would be, in my opinion, a bad idea to bring them back for anything more than the odd mention, or maybe even a cameo just to check in on what they're doing. They've got their little family now, and they're happy living off in the woods. So, what about the dinosaurs interacting with humans? Well, I don't think it's going to be pretty. It will probably start off as being very political, with local communities and organizations trying to find safer ways to deal with the animals by, say, tranquilizing them or capturing them, but this will soon morph into more drastic action after a serious event occurs involving the deaths of multiple people. Maybe the Tyrannosaurus goes on a rampage through a zoo, and that's why we get that epic shot of her facing off against a lion. She could kill a bunch of people in the zoo, maybe some trainers who try to tranquilize or even kill her before escaping into the wild again, and then everyone freaks out. This, coupled with the upcoming Camp Cretaceous show and the Battle at Big Rock short film, would help promote the idea that humans are being killed or endangered left, right, and center, and that something needs to happen to get rid of these dinosaurs. I believe Alan, Ellie, and Ian will come into the film through different means, and will meet each other by accident in a pretty funny yet heartwarming moment as their paths cross again. I think Alan will be trying to help the authorities deal with the animals by providing his hands-on experience, but will have a change of heart after witnessing something that reminds him of his once wondrous and curious view on these animals, before his encounters with them in Jurassic Park and on Isla Sorna. I think Ellie will fill the Claire role of trying to save the animals, and may even encounter Blue, who will help her overcome her raptor PTSD from Jurassic Park, as was hinted in at the beginning of Jurassic Park 3. I believe Ian will be trying to provide steady advice to the government as he did in Fallen Kingdom about their decisions, and how to go about doing everything in the future. So, I think the movie will focus on human compatibility with nature and how we can't just use mindless killing to solve all our problems, because that will only lead to worse problems in the future, like what happened with the megafauna. I think the Tyrannosaurus, who has been kindly named Rexy, will pass away in the film, but not from being killed by anything in particular, but more as a natural death. Her story is done as well, and the mainland is not her home. She doesn't fit into this new world, and so I think her death will be a somber and peaceful moment that will probably end the film.
The animals won't even know that.
I don't think the movie will end on a cliffhanger. I believe that Universal Studios has observed what has happened to the Star Wars franchise and is probably very cautious about making more sequels. I strongly believe this will be the last film of the Jurassic Park franchise ever.
Stay on the outer rim. Don't worry, I'm not making the same mistakes again.
We already know that there will be a host of new dinosaurs in this movie, such as Dreadnoughtus, a relatively large sauropod that seems to be getting a huge size upgrade in this film, as is the case for many Jurassic Park dinosaurs. I hope we get some really badass scenes, stuff that would only be possible with the dinosaurs on the mainland, as if this really is the last movie. They should go all out and take every opportunity they get to have some awesome sequences. Anyway, I'm really looking forward to this film, as I thoroughly enjoyed Fallen Kingdom, and I do hope this is the end of the franchise, as I don't believe that there is much more to tell about it. I think that if there was to be more movies, it would be a money grab, and not to tell a meaningful story. Well, in any case, I'm looking forward to those Mercedes and Jeep advertisements, and I will see you guys next time. Cheers.